Guys, what a crazy day yesterday with the Bybit hack. I will show you today what actually is going to happen with the funds that were stolen there, if we should panic, if we should not panic, and why I actually believe that we are so close to get here a massive move for Bitcoin. If you think that's interesting, don't want to miss out on that, stick around here, let's go. Guys, thank you so much here for tuning in this Saturday. Sorry, I have to drink here in between every now and then because I was partying yesterday. Sorry. Pretty wild, actually. Well, let's jump directly in the elephant here in the room that we had yesterday. And that was the Bybit hack. So, first of all, I did not expect this to be happening at all, that Bybit at some point will get hacked. But it's kind of normal, you know. So show me an exchange that wasn't hacked yet, you know. So most of them got hacked at some point. So I'm not really surprised. On the other side, that they were actually hacked. So what actually happened? $1.5 billion worth of Ethereum was stolen. The first thing when I saw this was like, my positions are gone, you know, liquidated. The market will react to that. We are screwed. That did not happen. I looked at the Ethereum price. I looked at the Bitcoin price and was like, this is crazy. They stole 400,000 Ethereum, more or less. And the price is doing nothing. They're not unloading it. Nothing is going on, which I found strange. So, but as I said, I was partying, so I could not really check properly. I was like, okay, let's see how things are looking tomorrow. So then during the course of yesterday, we found out that the Lazarus group was behind that. The North Korean hacker organization that also hacked Famex recently and some other platforms, and also here the projects that are listed. So and now, how they actually did that was they modified a smart contract of a cold storage wallet here from Bybit to trick them into signing into a fake interface, and that altered the transaction details, and that's how they were able to send the money out. It's really complex. I don't want to get too deep into it because I'm also not a developer, but that's more or less what happened. So they basically swapped some data out within the contract, changed the addresses, and then they were able to send the money out of that cold storage wallet. So now they have all that money, but the problem is the whole industry has eyes on these wallets. So what did happen already? They tried to liquidate 15,000 Ethereum earlier, got frozen. Now they're burned, they're gone. So, and that will happen with most likely the rest of the Ethereum too, which then on the other side is really good for us because it will put more pressure on Ethereum to go up because these Ethereum are lost forever. So there's over 400,000 Ethereum that will never come back. So, and that is again creating scarcity on Ethereum, since Ethereum is on the staking protocol, the inflation is gone, and therefore, the supply is limited. 400,000 Ethereum gone forever. So, which is in the long term really good for us. So that, so all in all together, when I looked at that, I was like, this is actually amazing. Bitcoin did not react too crazy to the news. So because if like Bybit gets hacked with that kind of amount, which is like an FTX grade problem, that could have gotten way worse. So and that we managed to stay so good afloat above $95,000 was a little bit crazy to me when I saw that. So now here, when we're going into Bitcoin and you look at the futures chart, so first thing that I see here immediately was we ran into resistance, we got hammered down, and then we closed CME at $95,000, and currently we are trading at $96,600, but on CME it's always a little bit higher. So if we open tomorrow CME at current levels, we will have a CME gap here. But I believe that this CME gap will remain here for a really long time. So I don't see that when we open CME and we are still around the same price level, that we're going to do this and then go up. So what most likely is going to happen is we're gonna keep going up here, And at some point in a far distant future, unless something crazy happens, most likely even after the cycle top, then we will come back and fill this. So I don't see, if we go now above $100,000 and we stay a week above $100,000, that at some point price decides to do something like this here just to fill the gap, and then comes back up and then continues into a new all-time high. I just don't see it. It makes, from a technical perspective, there's no logical aspect pointing to a scenario like that. But we need to wait for tomorrow. In the meantime, we could actually come down here just to have no CME gap and then straight continue to go to the upside. So that is the only version of that I see, where we close that gap here immediately, or even don't create one by tomorrow, and then just continue business as usual. And when we're going then into the weekly chart, so here we have here a really, really nice tweezer bottom formation currently with these two candles. I will explain again really quick what the tweezer bottom is, because I know here sometimes some new people. Again, if you're especially new, guys, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and smash up the like button. Really important, guys. Always smash up the like button, because then more people see the stream. So now with a tweezer bottom. So a tweezer bottom is defined by two candles having massive wicks to the up and to the downside, almost equal in length to both sides, and then the body is also almost the same size, looking like a twin of the previous candle. So, and this is here more or less the case. If we close tomorrow, the current candle as it is, these two candles are a tweezer bottom, which is a bullish reversal pattern, and that will mark the local bottom for Bitcoin. And that means then in the following weeks we will go to the upside, and also the indicators are pointing to that fact already. That I mentioned that many times, where we have here the stochastic printing a buy signal, the RSI turning around here to the upside in a smooth angle, and there is just no bearishness on the higher time frames. So cannot say anything different than that here. So only on a weekly chart we need to get above $99,000 here to get a follow through, but I think early next week at some point we're going to get that. On the no, not the DXY here. So on the 12-hourly chart, again, we are still printing higher lows, which is bullish overall. You see the trajectory here is also a massive symmetrical triangle. That's symmetrical triangle. That was the word that I was looking for. Symmetrical triangle. Here also we are running now into the phase where we need to get a breakout rather sooner than later. And here you see by next week, Saturday, we should have a breakout out of that. So, and that will put Bitcoin again above $100,000 when we are getting this. So, but now in the immediate short term, we need to get above the point of control on the VPVR here once again at $97,000. We are about to try to do that from what I see here. Again, why is it so hard for Bitcoin to get above that point? Because here is the most traded area for Bitcoin in the recent price history. And that's why Bitcoin is struggling so much to get above that level and move here all the way up to $98,600 and actually stay above that level. So which is currently also coinciding with the EMA ribbon here, the top side of the EMA ribbon. Also that needs to be reclaimed, that we flip back into an uptrend on the EMA ribbon. But again, when I look here also on a stochastic RSI, there is maybe another, what is it right now, 21 hours to completely bottom out here. In that time, we most likely just chop sideways. And then when we get the new weekly candle open, then you're going to get here a nice push again to the upside. So the RSI is still here, kind of neutral territory, so which is good. As long as we are chopping sideways, because what you don't want is that the RSI is like overbought, and we are chopping sideways, because then a big ugly move to the downside is coming, So and that means also price would crash to the downside. Then on the daily time frame, don't need that. So here the 4-hourly time frame with the MDX algo scalp gradients. So here, that big sell candle is one that I would ignore. It happens from time to time that you get here a sell tag. And then you actually get continuation. So I think we did get this here in the past. So yeah, see here, these crazy moves, sell tag, then you get a buy tag again, sell tag. So I'm not paying too much attention here in that scenario to that sell tag, just because we got before so many bottoming indications from the scalp gradient indicator that that I know that we are not done here, you know. So we are not done here. Also, from the colorization, you see we are back in the dark purple phase. From the dark purple phase, usually we start warming up again and then get continuation. So I believe that the next big sell tag where we need to worry about will be when we get here to like $102,000, $104,000, $5,000. That is a level where we need to pay closer attention what's actually happening, but not before that. So also here on the reactor indicator, you see already we're turning around, and we need here potentially another 12 hours, and then you see that we are most likely going back into a red phase. So now when we look at some trades that I still have running, so my Bitcoin trade is still in massive nice profits here, $31,000. Don't forget, guys, if you want to trade on ZoomX, there is a new campaign. If you're not signed up there yet, where you get free money just for signing up and complete some simple tasks, you know, it doesn't cost you anything. And you get a little bit more money if you deposit actually $100 and trade with that. So here with the trades, I still let them run. I will, let me actually put here another limit order in, 95,800. So just in case that we come down, I want to add a little bit more. I'm going to add here another $27,000 at that level. Yeah. So if we come down there, then I'm going to get another nice add to the position here, to the downside. So then I would have like over $180,000 in this position roughly, which is fine, you know. So, but still, I know that this trade will pay off. The same with Solana. Solana was yesterday up 20K. That trade here, also that one will play out. I just let it run. I'm not concerned about that at all. Also going to talk about Solana here later. Now, the liquidation levels. So you see here, when we move to the upside, we took everything out on the high leveraged short side, exactly as I predicted it a couple of days ago, that this is going to happen, that we are taking out all the high leverage liquidity here to the upside, all the way up to the 200 moving average. That was another funny coincidence that was in alignment with the Bybit hack, that when we got close to the 200 moving average, that we got rejected from there, all the way back below the 50 moving average. Now we are trying to break above the 50 again. And at the same time, when people got liquidated here on the way to the upside, and then we immediately came back, some other degenerates thought like it's a good idea to rinse and repeat the whole process, you know. So here now, again, some over leveraged positions, but on the liquidation heat map, we need to look how much. I did actually not check yet. So, but what I can tell is here in between the low leverage cluster, there also is building up now high leverage liquidity from that big move to the downside. So if they are not careful, then this might be the next bigger chunk that will get here liquidated. So let's have a look here. Yeah, so there is now here around the $100,000 level. There is right now the highest concentration of short positions. So if we get here above $97,000, that will trigger another short squeeze in $98,600 roughly. Again, there is a big resistance. Don't forget, you know, I mentioned that earlier. Around that level, we could get a pullback from there again, from $98,600, before we get follow through past $100,000. Also on Bybit, my trade is still running here. So yesterday was looking much, much better, of course. You know, it was like half in a loss what it is now, but I was also already way worse than what it is. I added yesterday actually a little bit to the position. So I'm going to show it to you just that you see that I'm not talking nonsense. See here? So there, that was yesterday. So yesterday at my 8 p.m., which is like an hour ago yesterday, that was when I added another, how much was that? Trading here with 25x, so I was adding another $30,000, $50,000. Yes, I was adding to the position size. You know, so that's why I have now $565,000 of a position size here on that trade. My entry came a little bit down, and I will keep adding to that. You know, so if we are for some weird reason turn around here one more time to create a W on the 30 minutes chart, then down here I'm gonna add another time to that position. So here, yeah, you see here yesterday I bought there because everything was looking good. So I expected continuation. That's why I was like, okay, I'm gonna add there quick before I miss it. And then, yeah, we came down when I started to go out of the door, which is still, it's fine, you know. So I'm gonna add a little bit more if we come here one more time down before we go higher. Again, if you want to trade with me on Bybit, there's also a link in the description. You also get a Bybit card if you're eligible for the Bybit card, depending on the country or where you are in. Plus tomorrow, guys, don't forget tomorrow, I'm gonna pull maybe multiple, maybe only one person that gets their Bybit account funded, but only if you signed up between last Sunday and tomorrow's Sunday. Only then you will be eligible, and you can trade with the $500, keep all the profits, guys. It's free money for you, So the only thing that you need to do is sign up on Bybit and deposit $100. That's all what you need. Everybody should have $100, guys. So let's get into the Bitcoin dominance. So altcoins are holding up quite well because the dominance did not explode to the upside in that crazy move, which was, like I mentioned earlier, really not good for us. Now we are coming down here. Once we are breaking below, what is this, 61%, we should get follow through. The same what I mentioned, was it yesterday, the day before yesterday, when I said that? Yesterday. Yes, yesterday. Yes, I did this yesterday. Yes, so yesterday, you're gonna see a move like that here, most likely by Monday or Tuesday. And then, of course, altcoins will even recover more from the move that we got yesterday to the downside. But you're going to see many of them actually recovered already and in bigger profits. So also here, the total free market cap on the way back to the upside. Not much to say about that. And Ethereum also here on upwards trajectory one more time. So, but here, just something that I want to point out, guys, with the trade, guys. Remember, I told you the other day, I said you can take the trade from here. You can. But it would be more safe to take it from here. So, and now you see why I said this, because from there we got slammed down. And if you would have traded that trade setup, where I said you can enter from here, you would have been stopped out. So if you are stopped out, guys, it is not the end of the world. You can just re-enter, and this time you can actually use that specific level here of $2,760, because we have here. Oh shit! 1 second, I need to go back. An overall small W pattern that's shaping up here on the 4-hourly chart. So, and if you have a W pattern on the 4-hourly chart, it's quite reliable. You can also draw it like this if you want, so it doesn't matter. You can also do it like that, depending on how you want to see that. So, but there is definitely a W pattern here currently on the 4-hourly chart. So only that that pattern will get us to like $2,940. If you extend it a little bit, then we are getting closer to $3,000 here on that specific trade setup, which then also lines up here with that downward sloping resistance line that is coming in. Well, I definitely expect some sort of resistance when we get there, but we could get like a quick wick up here, completing the technical target, then we come below here, consolidate, then continuation, something like that. That's something that I could definitely envision to be playing out here. So in terms of the indicators, completely recovered everything already. You see here, Ethereum is on a good path to the upside. Stochastic, still a lot of room to go higher. RSI anyway, MACD also just turning around. So here, Ethereum could be front-running Bitcoin. If Bitcoin keeps going sideways, expect Ethereum tomorrow to pop. So from what I see on the 4-hourly chart, that definitely looks here like they were going to pop. Then Solana similar to Ethereum. So here again, if you would have entered the swing trade, you're more or less where we were yesterday, nothing to worry about. If you entered here, the short-term trade in that scenario, okay, you got stopped out, just re-enter, guys. There's nothing else to say about that. 1 second, okay. Yeah, just re-enter. And if you want to play it safe, you'd wait for this downward sloping trend line to be broken, to enter the trade here. So I'm in a Solana trade currently. I was sweating a little bit, I will be honest, because I opened it with more leverage than I actually wanted. I realized that too late. So now I'm stuck in it. But it happens sometimes, So again, I was partying and it happened when I was on the way to the party, I think. I cannot remember anymore. But yeah, so that's how I ended up to be stuck in this trade now. But it's fine, because overall, here's also, as you can see, an ascending triangle. And that needs to break out also by tomorrow, So if that breaks out by tomorrow, I will be fine. I will close that trade really, really fast. And profit's just a short-term trade. It's even shorter than this here. I have to look. It's like $190 something. If you're in my Telegram channel, I scalp every now and then. And right now I actually started scalping quite a lot again out of boredom. And yeah, that's why I opened the trade. So here, from the indicator perspective, RSI neutral, MACD bullish, stochastic RSI bullish, and still a lot of room to grow here to the upside. So also here, I see continuation also on the daily chart, so nothing really changed here for Solana to go to the upside over the next couple of days. If you want to buy it on spot, then even better, there you don't need to worry about getting liquidated or anything like that. Then some of the altcoins, Sui did basically not give an F at all about that drop, so if you're in that trade, since I called it down here, you're absolutely fine. If you want to enter Sui for the remainder of the trade, do it when we get above $3.44. Because the indicators also here still telling me so much more room to go to the upside, at least into the golden ratio here, and potentially even past that. So, and if you look here from the 0.5 level, only up here to the top of the golden ratio, that's almost 9%, which is already pretty good. And then if you go all the way, it's like 17% that you can still squeeze out of this trade. So, and here, I want to remind you, I told you guys, when this downward sloping trend line breaks, you want to start to get into that position. That was 2 days ago, 3 days ago now. So if you would have entered here, you're definitely in the money, guys. Nice in the money. So then Coty also holding up really good, in my opinion, because we're still above 8 cents. I was expecting with what happened yesterday and also Bitcoin going down that Coty does something like this and then comes up, and it didn't. So also here, we are more or less forming here a W pattern on the 4-hourly chart. Indicators looking good. And if this breaks here, 8 cents 7, yes, 8 cents 7.5, then you're going to get here a move to 9 cents 0.5, so almost 10 cents. So there's like, what is 10% move? This is a 8.6% move here to the upside once we're breaking above that level. So I would not enter before for a really simple reason. As you can see here are some red boxes. These red boxes are sell orders, huge sell orders. You want that we are close to clearing them before you enter, So we don't need to clear them completely, but almost. And then you want to enter into this trade. So I never enter trades when I see here such a big sell block just above current price, because the risk is just too high that price gets rejected, So unless you see volume spiking like crazy, then you can potentially enter here. But also indicators look at this, so about to get a buy signal. You see here how small the sell pressure was when you look at the candles here on the histogram. So it had not any real impact on the structure and anything. So also here, I definitely see here a nice pump coming. Then the next one, Lido. Lido went here down because Ethereum went a little bit down, but also here on the way to recover, got a nice bounce from here, that big buy cluster. That is something that I would currently enter because you have here potentially, if we only move back to where we were yesterday, here an 11% move, indicators all pointing to the upside. The only thing that I would pay attention to is here this downward sloping trend line, So once we're running into this, I would definitely raise my stop losses and take some profits off the table because you see that line is a problem currently for Lido. The next one is not Aptos today. I wanted also, so Link actually looks also just on the daily. It looks like that's going to pop here soon because Stochastic is about to print a buy signal. RSI going to the upside. So if you're looking for a short-term trade here, Link might be a good one for tomorrow. So, but also again, I would squeeze here maybe 5-6% out of this trade, because we are running here into this sell cluster, and then just run with the money, So run with the money, take your 5-6% out of that trade, run with the money, unless you want to open a swing position from there, which you can, and then you can just trade it here into $25 and make like 42-43% on that trade here in the next 2-3 weeks approximately, maybe faster, but that's what I'm seeing. Then Near. So Near earlier was actually above that resistance line here that I pointed out a long time ago, because you can see here now pretty clear when I draw a line here and go back that this is a key resistance level. So once we are breaking above and get a 4-hourly close above that resistance level, you want to enter, because at the same time, we are also breaking the falling wedge. And then what you're going to see over the next couple of days is this here. So that's why you definitely want to make sure that you pay attention now to near when we start breaking above this, because the technical target alone is already $4.10, so which is like a 15% move roughly to the upside. And then you have here the other move that will go into the golden ratio. Actually, let me put in here. So here, that is a 52% move to the upside with a 10% stop loss. So that is something that I would trade like with 5x leverage, you know. So I make over 250%, 260% actually on that trade here. And this can happen in the next 2 weeks, guys, you know. So I see this not taking longer than 2 weeks to get here, to get up there. So, and that's why, get ready, guys, you know, pay attention. The next one is AVAX. So you see AVAX is shaping up exactly the same way like near. The only difference is that that falling wedge pattern here was broken. So and now the bottom line of the falling wedge pattern is acting as resistance. But once, once we're coming back into the falling wedge, which AVAX is trying right now, then you can call all that down here a deviation, which happens sometimes with falling wedges. And then you're going to get also quick acceleration to the upside. So and here, $26.60, that's the level where you want to enter. That was also exactly the point where you got rejected yesterday. So in there you see why I choose that level, you know. So because also that key resistance, you want to enter when we are flipping key resistance levels, flipping that into support, because they turn into strong support and then you get continuation to the upside. The next one is Casper. So Casper, I would enter when we get above 10 cents 0.2, because also here I see a move for Casper. First of all, into this downward sloping resistance line, but I think this time we're gonna get a move really quickly above that downward sloping resistance line, and we're gonna straight send here in direction of 15 cents 0.5. So which is also a 55% move to the upside, not based off the stochastic RSI, but based off the RSI, because the RSI is here turning bullish. The MACD will give continuation, and I think on the weekly chart we are overextended. Yeah, so not really overextended yet, but we are about to print a buy signal by next week with the MACD turning around, and the RSI will also turn around then. So, but this might take 2 to 4 weeks to play out, but that's fine. You know, if you can make 55%, you put 5x leverage on that, you know, so another 260% trade that we're looking at. Then the next one is Ripple. So here, really simple with Ripple currently on the daily chart. Once we break this downward sloping trend line, that's where you want to enter. Or if we get a pullback to $2.48, these are the levels where you want to enter into Ripple currently. So if we break this downward sloping trend line here, Ripple will move really quick into a new all-time high. Really quick. Yeah, stochastic looking good. Stochastic looking good. RSI looking good. MACD looking good. And let me actually see the EMA ribbon. I did not look for a long time on the EMA ribbon here. Okay, we are still within the ribbon on the daily, but yeah, by just an inch, you know, so we are holding on to a thread here. But if we can close today as it is, and tomorrow we get a move into this downward sloping resistance, then we print also a reversal pattern here with continuation into higher levels. Guys, that's it already for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I definitely did. Tomorrow I'm going to stream again, because I need to pick a winner. Unless something crazy happens, like my girlfriend shows up or something, you know, so because she's right now in town, I don't know, but with her mom, so I don't know if she is doing something or not. So that would be the only reason why I make a video and not a stream. But otherwise, I'm going to make a stream again, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget, smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I see you with more trades and profits tomorrow.